I saw this video. I watched a little bit of it. I know this person is controversial, so I don't want to like be saying that, hey, I like this guy just by watching his video, but it's an interesting topic, so it's worth watching. This is, I interviewed the most racist black people in America. It's a very weird topic, and this guy is crazy.
God hates white people. He created them to be hated. Like, white people are a virus. The only way to get rid of it is the medicine. Real niggas are the medicine.
We got a whip right here.
Nah, yeah, this for you.
The medicine to white people is to whip them.
When I see a white baby, I be like, he's gonna try to enslave my people when he gets older.
Really? When I see a white baby, I think, hey, stop whining and yelling, but, you know, I guess maybe you have a fear that he'll try to enslave you.
The only thing that a white person could give me is their life. The men...
Oh my God. The only thing a white person can give him is his life. I mean, like, that's it? $100? $100 is pretty good.
The women who profited off of our slavery, they're going to bow at our feet.
You'll kiss this boo right here.
One at a time. Keep on coming, Mr. White.
No.
Everybody said if they love black people.
Ew, is this a fetish? No.
Boo right here.
One at a time.
Dude, this is so fucking like, dude, are you... This guy gotta be into it, though. Like, you gotta imagine the fact that he, like... Why would you do this?
Keep on coming, Mr. White Man.
Everybody said if they love black people, but there's no action behind it.
You can love something without doing something to support that, right? I can love Marvel movies, but not donate to Marvel. Like, I'm certainly not gonna show that I love Marvel by kissing Robert Downey Jr.'s feet.
Both of y'all, sit.
These are the Black Hebrew Israelites, a black supremacist group that hates white people and believes that they're the true Israelites.
No, I would tell you, I really hate white people. I would tell you that.
But what other
Yeah, I mean, he told us.
groups besides whites do they hate?
The dark race is the so-called African, who you would call the Nigerian, the Rwandan, the South African. They are not our people.
And do these beliefs actually come from the Bible? I met up with Captain Tazariak and his brothers.
His name is Captain.
Whites do they hate?
That's his title, is Captain. Why is it that all the hate groups have like a weird name for their like ruler? Grand Wizard, Captain America, or Captain fucking, what's his name? Lucario?
I would tell you that.
Hold on.
What other groups besides whites do they hate?
The dark race is the so-called African, who you would call the
What's
Nigerian,
his
the Rwandan,
name?
the South African. They are not our people.
And do these beliefs actually come from the Bible? I met up with Captain Tazariak and his
Tazariak. That's just not a real name.
brothers mid-training session in Harlem, New York to
What are they training for?
learn more.
What you see over there is you see what we call Hebrew Academy. So this is a
Hebrew Academy. Very academic. What are they majoring in? Whipping?
physical training and mental and spiritual training that we do every year where we take new members, we train them so they're going to...
I don't know if you need training for this. Like, all you have to do is go on Twitter and find people that agree with your worldview. You don't need to, like, f the snow in order to get ready for this.
Go through physical training, self-defense, spiritual training, learning scriptures.
Okay, real quick, you have any questions, Miss?
No, I'm just watching. I've seen them before, I just don't know what they do.
What we teach is that the true children of the Bible are blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And so we come out here to train these new members in our school.
Sounds good.
Some of those guys aren't even fucking training, though.
Native Indians. And so we come out here to train these new...
This is really intense training. This guy's on his phone. All these guys are fat, by the way. None of them are in good shape. Worth noticing, worth mentioning, because this training, these guys who are really ready to enslave white people, they're gonna have a hard time. They just are. I'm gonna tell you that if you guys show up saying, hey guys, we're here to enslave you, and I'm gonna run away, I don't know if you'll catch me. Some of you guys are a little tubby. Acheeto, you need this training? I mean, bro, I'm just looking at them. They don't seem that threatening.
New members in our school.
Sounds good to me. I'm out here doing kind of the same thing.
There's one catch.
We believe that white people are probably the worst thing to ever happen to black people.
Well, I can understand.
What are your plans for her and her kind?
It's not really our plans, it's God's plan. According to the Bible, God
Is this
gonna avenge
Chicago?
black-
I don't know where it is, but I mean, this is their battleground. So if you want to go there, if you're thinking about moving, you have to talk to Captain Teriyaki.
White people for what white people did, so they go enslaved. You know, they got to be in chains. They got to build our kingdom. They got to serve out the judgment for touching
I mean, like city planning?
God's people.
How you doing? What are your thoughts on the Black Hebrew Israelites?
Nice intro. Hey, miss, walking your dog. What are your thoughts on the black Hebrew Israelites? Jesus.
I would need
Mental
to
flashbang.
know more about it.
Can you give her a quick synopsis of what you believe in?
Of course, you know Jesus Christ is black, right?
What on earth is that? That looks like a computer virus.
I would need to know more about
Can
it.
you give her a quick synopsis of what you believe in?
Of course, you know Jesus Christ is black,
This looks like a email phishing scam. Like, this literally is like a virus, dude.
right?
I don't know much about, to tell you the truth, the Bible. I do know that people are being persecuted and have been for a long time.
I think it's also worth saying it's very unemployed to be out in the snow with a bunch of other people training for your imaginary roleplay where you enslave white people and have them build your kingdom, as you said. Doesn't seem like there's a hourly, wage for that, but at the end of the day, they're ambitious. I like that. I like that they're ambitious. It does take balls in order to assemble the Avengers and say we're uprooting the entire system of America and we're doing it our way, the Aki way. I like it. I like I feel like if you take the ambition there and the goal, the perspicacity, and put it towards something less slavery oriented, you'd be better off. That's just my opinion, though. I'm probably gonna get enslaved by them. Probably shouldn't get on their bad side.
It's the patriarchy in this country and in many other Western countries.
How many fucking keys you got, bro? This is at least 20 keys. We're bro.
That are discriminating.
It's just a lot.
And I'm happy when people are standing up for educating other people and helping us understand.
This is a very compassionate answer. At some point, though, you will be in chains and enslaved, apparently. What are your thoughts on that?
If you lead the people into slavery and destroy their identity, shouldn't there be a punishment for those people who do it?
Yes.
Is he a brother? ¿Qué es tu país de origen? España. Spanish count or no?
Conquistadors. We're indigenous. That's European, right?
Oh, man. Okay.
They're the ones who conquered the natives.
That's what I'm saying. They could kiss the boot?
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'm not so sure that I myself should.
Not even Spanish people are safe. He asked, hey, I'm Spanish, I'm not even part of the people that you said are specifically going to be in chains, the white people. And he's like, no, you can still kiss the boot. I don't understand this imaginary beef you have with strangers. Imagine every time I saw someone whose lineage could be tied back to an atrocity, I decided to just hate them. Like, I'm legitimately just like, yeah, you're going to kiss the bottom of my shoe. I'm Spanish, I'm not kissing no boots. Yeah, it's ridiculous. If they actually talk like this to the wrong person and not these sort of just very calm and agreeable people that are just like, yeah, you probably have a point, they're gonna get their fucking ass whooped. You can't go up to someone and say, you're gonna kiss my boot for what your ancestors did and expect it to all go over well, especially among people who are maybe not so much of a pushover.
Take responsibility other than helping the legacy of what white people did to dark people.
She said,
You see, she's sweet. This is an old lady who's like, yeah, I probably would agree with you that we should do something to make it better for black people in America because of the way that history was. And then, he's just like, she said, what does he say here?
help the legacy of white.
So he intentionally misinterprets what she said. He's like, oh, you said you want to help the legacy of slavery, meaning make slavery again for us. It's not what she said, dude. It's crazy.
People did. You know what that means? That's Trump.
No. Help erase that legacy.
He's trying to say.
You just are on the wrong side always if you are meeting this lady. Look at her. Look at this lady. If you're meeting her for the first time and you hate her, this is a stranger walking in the snow, in the cold snow. Why is he I didn't even catch this. Like, he's wearing a short sleeve shirt in the fucking snow. Is he not freezing? I'm looking at this guy. He's like bundled up 3 layers and he's bucket hat and okay.
You're giving me a hard time here.
I know that we haven't done right by Native Americans, by people of color from many places we call this
You
country.
said we. What did you do?
We, the people who represent the dominant narrative in this country.
But in the Bible, this will be reasonable to me. It says that the fathers and the women who had slaves, that they would bow to the slaves. In these last days, in these end times, when Christ comes back and rules this earth, a black man by the name of Jesus Christ,
Yeah, again, this just looks like a straight up pop-up virus.
when Christ comes back and rules this earth, a black.
This is straight up an ad that says, join my online casino for $500 in free credit. Click now. This is the image they use. I know it's AI. It literally looks like some shit like that. It looks like a shitty slot.
Black man by the name of Jesus Christ, the men who led our people into captivity and the women who profited off of our slavery and our blood, they're going to bow at our
Oh my God. This makes me just so demoralized. Imagine getting together with a group of white people and taking time out of your day to kneel at the feet of some random strangers because of world history. Newsflash. He said newsflash. White people be like, newsflash. White people be like, bud. White people be like, you're on thin ice, bud. No, seriously, newsflash. And I'm gonna say it. Like, every group throughout history has done something bad. Pretty bad to not so bad, but all bad. I don't have to say it. You already know. But the fact that we're going to take any of this pent-up rage based on some random shit from hundreds of years ago and bring it to a random basketball court to have a ritual where a guy, what is this, like a Pizza Hut driver, get on one knee and propose to this fucking guy? It's ridiculous. I hate this. Also, terrible sneaker choice. I thought the highlighters were left in 2015. This is some like watch me whip, watch me nay nay ass shoes. I hate this so much.
Our feet. That would be reasonable to me.
Is this a group? They all have the same shirt.
You asking her to bow right now?
I mean, that would be reasonable. Like, if you were really sorry for what your people did.
If you feel truly bad for what your ancestors did, will you give them $20 right now?
I don't know if that would solve a problem, and my ancestors were dirt poor also.
I would say empty your bank account. When you think
Well, this person just said the only thing they could do would to be give them their life. So $20, yeah, a little short.
about it, we became the financial backing of building America. We became the labor. So when you say money doesn't change it, it does. That's why I said empty your bank account. You should too. Everybody, every white person should empty their bank account.
Would you be willing to maybe give a $100 donation to the cause?
Yeah, that.
Like right now on camera?
Well, I don't have anything.
Do you believe in justice?
I do believe in justice.
Es una posibilidad que quitar la zápido de este hombre.
I'm in.
Like, the wrong person beats your ass for that question. And I am the wrong person. If someone said some shit to me like that, I'd be like, fuck no. Maybe I wouldn't, fight. I don't know if I'd fight. It would depend on when and where and, other specifics. But I'm certainly not doing that shit. I'm certainly getting pissed off. Like, I don't know, man. White people be like, no more Mr. Nice Guy. I don't know. Africa have white slaves. But the problem is bringing that up as a counterexample is just like, yeah, I mean, everywhere was bad. Everywhere had problems. And I just think even bringing it up is to say that, well, there actually is grief to be had on all sides. But the issue is, like, there really isn't. Like, the grief is nowhere really in your day-to-day life. Like, it really isn't. It actually isn't. Or if it is, I'll put it like this. If you can find a way to see it, there is no way the amount you're seeing warrants a training camp where you're marching with your friends in the snow preparing for a race war.
In my 70s now. When I die, that money's going to be gone. And it's not going to go to people who are just going to go out and buy lattes and spend it on going out to bars and whatever. It's going to go to cancer causes and causes like yours.
Like black people?
Black people. Doctors Without Borders is a big thing I support.
The first thing that came to my mind was that when she dies, she's going to help black people, not when she's alive.
No, I'm doing it now. I'm giving a huge amount of what I've got every year.
Why should you feel obligated to help black people? Did you enslave anyone?
No, absolutely not. But our society is continuing the discrimination that's based on what happened.
Justice should be done, in my mind.
I just feel like there's no way that amount of injustice that you described is cause for you to literally give your own hard-earned money to random organizations that have the vague idea of beating the bad guy boogeyman of racism. Like, are we serious? I think people just need to get over it. Like, yeah, it's important to not forget history, but stop dreading on it. It already happened. It's done. It's over with. It's in the past. Best is just to move on and learn and be better as people. I really think if you are not living like that, you're going to find ways to see shit that nobody else sees. You're going to be like a race, you're going to look for injustice where there really is none. And if you're these people, all they do is look for it. They probably have the craziest confirmation bias. Like, if someone is running to catch a train and they accidentally bump into them and that person's white, obviously the confirmation bias for them is going to be like, wow, this white person has no regard for me, probably sees me as less than subhuman. This is why we need to assemble the Avengers and put white people in shackles and chains for all of eternity and whip them. Like, she's figuratively licking his shoe already. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm a lick not just his shoe, but his toes. I think you might, be into that for a different reason. Not like a justice reason, but you kind of want to bust something,
At the time that it happens, and if we don't have a legal system in this country or in all countries to take care of people who commit these kind of crimes when they happen, not the generations that follow, they bear some responsibility, but if they didn't commit murder, then to me, they're not the ones that should be incarcerated.
I agree with her.
Let's just not ignore the elephant in the room. We bowed at your father's feet, fed your children while your father went off to go conquer America. While my mother was working, we had to tend to your children. Our mothers had to suckle.
Your mom was not part of this. This isn't your fucking mom. Featured picture of this guy's mom. It's a historical photo from the 1800s. Unless your mom somehow found a way to live for 300 years, which I don't think she did. She's probably just 40 or 50 or something. This ain't her. My mom did this. It's like so fucking LARPy. Like our people are my mom. Like it's not your mom. Like you weren't part of this. It's bad that it happened, and I'm sure there's still things that are downstream of the results of it, but in a very small way. And I think the role playing needs to stop. It's crazy.
Children while your father went off to go conquer America. While my mother was working, we had to tend to your children. Our mothers had to suckle your babies before they suckled our own babies. So it'll be reasonable for you to bow at the feet of the slave. That would be reasonable if you was really...
It's not reasonable at all, you fucking weirdo. I also would go on to say that it is... there's no way that whatever they want to accomplish from this is going to make the world better, or at least, okay, I gotta really try to say this properly here. What they want to accomplish is never going to happen. Now, there are things that they could accomplish using this group that they have that actually would make their life better, which are more reasonable. And the fact that they're not doing that shows a level of dissonance from reality that will stop them from even getting anything done ever.
Sorry. You seem like a compassionate...
My point is, he could make this group into something where they're helping their local community, you know, helping black people in some way. But instead, this is just a radical idea of uprooting society that would take infinite resources, which they don't have, infinite military, which they don't have, infinite members, which they don't have, infinite interests, which they don't have. Whereas, hey, you know, let's raise some money to make food better for this community, which is predominantly black. Okay, I'm on board. Like, actually fix material conditions instead of talking about how AI black Jesus is going to come down and, you know, bend the white man over his knee and spank him. What?
I'm a compassionate person, but my apology is, or my way of saying I do not believe what went on in history was fair or just, is my way of saying that I may be with you in some areas, I may not be with you in other areas, but I want to fight for everybody right now, and I do, and I stand for that.
Look
my
behind
bow.
Look behind you. That's who fights. We don't need you to fight.
Okay.
But check this out. You just embody, and this is why God is going to put you in slavery, because your people always try to slither and fight.
Why don't you leave? Why, you don't have to be here. This is an unskippable cutscene, and I feel terrible for her. I assume at this point she feels obliged to stay and listen and try to hear this person out. But you really think you're going to reach a middle ground with a guy who says, this is why you need to... He starts the sentence, well, this is why you need to be enslaved. What, I mean, like, what's your concession? This is the, and Jubilee does this. Imagine Jubilee, their next thing... It's like 1,000 slave owners versus 1,000 slaves fight for if slavery should be allowed. Seriously? Tyler's face on that frame? He knows he's getting content. But the point is, there's no middle ground to be reached with someone who says, all right, my starting point is you're in shackles, and hers is like, I don't want to be. What's your middle ground? Like, all right, I'll be in shackles for Monday through Thursday. You know, it's not a divorce. You don't get the kids half the week.
Find ways out of the harsh reality of what was done to us. You know for a fact that your people hung my people from trees. This park right here in Harlem, you know, this is a black community. It's not. It was. It's not anymore. It's not anymore. You want to know why? Because of crack. Because of Ronald Reagan. You understand? So you can't sit here like a poor lily white lady, you know, with your dog and looking hopeless because of what you've done to my people.
That seems a little exaggerated, right? Do you think that's a little harsh, Acheeto?
I can only tell you that I live my life trying to be good to everybody I'm around, and continue to do. I would.
He's saying you could be the change you want to see.
Like, he's so close to saying, like, I mean, he's literally saying, yeah, you look sad, you're with your dog, you're white. I mean, it's crazy. He just walks around and hates everyone. It's nuts. Doesn't know a single thing about this woman, her name, anything what she believes, the amount of good she's done for people, and he hates her. It is insane.
And you can take a bow right now and just show a little gesture.
A bow is a gesture, and I've got a dog that I've got to keep going with. Her name is Curry.
Sit, Curry. Sit. So both of y'all, sit.
She wants to.
Curry is a sweet-looking dog. His people have gotten hung in trees, killed, molested, raped, genocided, and you won't even take a bow is what he's saying.
That doesn't fix lynchings.
But he's saying he'll do a little bit to help him.
That doesn't, you know what? You're trying to position me to be oppositional, although I may not have the same.
That's so true. He's literally saying that, oh, you're not even gonna do this. He's trying to make it seem like she's actually against a lot of the general equality sentiment of that, that history is lacking, which she isn't, and instead needs to bow to show that she's not racist. It's crazy. Fuck this.
History of beliefs as you do. I do agree with you that people have done incredible.
He's such an agitator, and I think Tyler, look, he does this in all his videos, but to specifically find this innocent woman walking her dog in the snow and to pressure her into bowing in front of a fucking stranger because slavery happened is so twisted. Stop. Pack it up. Go home.
Wrongs.
This isn't like some of the videos he does where he calls an organization or something in advance and looks to get people to give their opinions on something and they all consent to being filmed and stuff. This is an NPC interaction that's been turned to content. He's in the middle of the Mexican standoff trying to clip farm her.
That land us where we are today. I hope you see that I don't represent some privileged white lady. I am just me.
Not even like a deferential bow before you leave?
Fuck off.
Come on. That's
even though he's joking, he's a little fucking gremlin.
Gratuitous. That doesn't mean anything.
But you have a good day.
All right. Thank you.
What else would you have liked her to do?
Oh, she was going to kiss our boots.
Have you ever had anyone kiss your boot?
Absolutely, all the time. I didn't expect it to bow. It just really was a point to show you that even though white people seem like they care about you and seem like they care about the hardships that we went through, they really kind of negate it.
Well, you don't give a shit about anyone's hardships. This is ridiculous. You don't care about that lady could have just lost someone to cancer. You wouldn't care at all. This isn't, it goes both ways. What's the golden rule? Treat others the way you want to be treated. These people treat any race that isn't their own or any people that aren't part of their group as shit, as scum. This is ridiculous. They have the mindset of someone who is unwilling to do anything nice if they just because their grandfather did some shit. It's disgusting. What do you expect? What do you actually expect?
Because it's really aimed at them. She knows without a shadow of a doubt of what other crimes some people did to us.
But she didn't do anything. That's the big disconnect. She didn't do anything. Just like you didn't go through slavery. Right. What are your thoughts as you walk away?
I hope it helps.
Even if it means you are eventually enslaved.
I don't think it'll come to that, but...
It will though, right?
Yeah. God said, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
Is that a little harsh?
Yeah, but I don't think we can actually argue.
We're gonna kill you with this sword. Is that harsh? A little bit much. Maybe not with the sword. Maybe of like osteoporosis and aging over, a few years of retirement and TV dinner. I would go out that way, but yeah, a sword impaled through me because of slavery that I didn't participate in. I'm gonna say a little harsh. Yeah, but it is crazy. Yeah, your life is too short to live like that. Imagine the fact, he's never going to get away from this. It's like, once you're in this, and this is how far deep you are, how do you get out of this? He's starting from, this is his starting point. Him today is white people should be enslaved forever. How does he walk back from that? How do you decompress and get back to like, all right, we can all do our own thing and be left alone? Is there even a way to get to that point? I don't know.
Argue it and say what's going to actually happen. It could be symbolic as well as literal, I think.
Okay. No, this is literal.
Move your hand up. Get hit. Right? Move,
wait, what does that say?
Move.
Where do I get one of these? How do I join this group?
Your hand up. Get hit. Right? Move. Bang. Good. This is what we call my department. I'm responsible for the Hebrew Academy. What these men are going through back here is something that all our men have gone through, all the brothers have gone through, including the head of our school,
Shit's
Commander
drippy.
Johnny Hanna. You see these covers that we're wearing, this all represents the trial by fire that we go through out here to kind of bond us all together.
So these are all different training techniques. So now they're using mitts, like you would train in boxing. So they're using mitts to learn to punch and then slip. So this is, again, the hand-to-hand combat training that we train brothers in the school so that they could defend themselves.
Fists up right here. Go. But this is just a portion of the brothers that's in the academy. We have brothers in Texas, South Texas right now. We have brothers in Chicago, brothers in Florida.
Oh my God. What is this, man? You want to read some of these guys, or what are we doing here? Oh my God. Unite or die. Brainwashed. Jesus is black. Oh man, this looks awesome. Low key. Should pop out to one of these.
In Atlanta, Georgia, we even have a brother out in the Bahamas. They're actually doing what we're doing right now all over the country. So this is what bonds us together, their language, which is Hebrew, and we also teach them the biblical martial arts, which is called the Yad Karab. It's what King David used, it's what Samson used, and people don't know this. This is what Christ used as well. People think Christ was some old, just peaceful Gandhi type cat. Yeah. But Christ was a superior revolutionary. You understand? And the men around him were fighters.
I know that, yeah. What are the qualifications needed to become a black...
He goes, I know that. No, you don't. Yo, Tyler Oliveira will find a way to somehow not get killed among a crowd of people that their mission statement for their organization is, we want your people like literally in chains and shackles forever, and probably death by a sword. And he's like, yeah, I knew about that, because he's such a pushover. I think it's interesting too, if this is a real group photo, if this is their family portrait, I gotta say, it looks like Spirit Halloween, guys. What are we doing? I don't look scared at all. This shit is so pussy. This shit is not tough. If they were all wearing shiesties and stuff, I'd be afraid, but it looks like Dungeons and Dragons. If they were just wearing puffers and shiesties, like, I would actually be afraid. Have a mask over your face, all black Air Force Ones. You guys got, like, RuneScape armor. This is probably, like, a leather tunic, plastic axe. This shit is... Brother, the durability on your armor is weak as shit. Actually terrible.
Black Hebrew Israelite.
When you say recruits, we don't have recruits. Christ said this, right. My sheep hear my voice. These men found us. I found Commander Junior Hanna.
How did you find him?
By hearing his voice. I seen the camp out on the street. Brothers come and hear what's being said, hearing that the true biblical Jews are black, hearing that Christ died for only blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians, that the 12 lost tribes of Israel are the people who are despaired and trodden on in this country that you call America.
Do you have to be a certain percentile of black or Hispanic or Native American to join the Black Hebrew Israelites?
We go by who your father is, by blood. That percentile and all that, it comes from the so-called white man society. I mean, how do you know?
The percent of which ethnicity you are? The measuring your DNA comes from the white man? Like numbers?
What percentile black I am?
I don't know.
Like, even just thinking about it doesn't make any sense. Let's say, for instance, like Bob Marley. He's a white man like you. Yeah, because his father is white. Your father is white, correct?
Yeah, he's Portuguese.
He's white. Bob Marley is your brother, not mine. My father.
Bob Marley, my man.
No, I mean, you can have him. But when it comes to nationality, the Bible always traces the lineage.
Is Bob Marley actually white? He looks pretty black.
Know what percentile black I am?
I don't know.
Like, even just thinking about it doesn't make any sense. Let's say, for instance, like Bob Marley. He's a white.
Yeah, this is a white guy, I guess. Interesting.
But when it comes to nationality, the Bible always traces the lineage of the man. So if your father is a black man, a Negro, you understand, you're from the tribe of Judah. If your father is a Mexican, he is an Israelite from the tribe of Issachar.
What?
They are brothers.
Who is the dog race?
The dog race is the so-called African, who you would call the Nigerian or the Rwandan or the South Africans. Those are considered Africans, but they are not our people.
A Nigerian couldn't come here and be a brother?
No.
Ethiopian?
No.
Kenyan?
Nope.
None of them?
This, like, I don't get how they're gonna win.
Damn, okay.
The man who calls himself a Jew is a red man. His blood show forth through his skin. You could not hide among a dark race of
You're telling me this guy's not, like, this guy's not even fully black back here.
people. You understand? It's just
I'm confused. This guy looks Italian. He, like, looks like he's gonna make me a meatball sub. Probably eats them too, but how is he part of this fucking group? He hasn't even been doing his training.
it's proven that the black man, because we're
I don't understand, like, I really want to see the map of someone's life where they end up, like, just in the snow in the middle of the day, fighting for the Black Hebrew Israelites because they understood the message that was being dispelled by them by a guy or a few guys on the street with signs that say, Jesus is black, with an AI image of Jesus. Like, I wonder the kind of guy that just decides, yeah, my life was cool, but this is cooler, and goes and just does it. And this is their life now. Like, I want to hear this. I want to hear this guy's story. Like, or I should say, I want to see what led up to this.
African because we were found in the land of Africa, hiding among a dark race.
The seduction is to convince black people that America wants us to be a part of that. The difference between, like, the Democratic Party, Republican is going to say everything to your face. they're going to do it bluntly. The Democrats is going to do it seductively. It's almost like if you take a can of beer, you don't want to drink the full beer, so you get light beer. But it's still the same racism.
Sure.
It's just covered up in a different bottle, but still gets you drunk.
What are your thoughts on the Civil Rights Act?
I would prefer segregation than the Civil Rights Act. The greatest time that black people had and the greatest threat that we ever were to America was segregated times.
He wants this. This is appealing to him, by the way. I mean, really? This is appealing to you? This shit looks terrible. I don't know how you look at this and think that, as of right now, me being able to live the life that I do, this is better. Also, by the way, this is closer to slavery than we are now. You said you're against slavery for black people. This is like only slightly better. I don't get it. This is only slightly better. This is like a slight improvement. And he's like, yeah, I prefer this. Us being completely like free and having the same equal opportunities is like, it's all right. I'd prefer this though. I don't get it. Like, it doesn't even track. The logic is it's inconsistent.
On Jim Crow, doing all the things when we was getting lynched and arrested, they incorporated the 13th Amendment so they could falsely lock us up. We still built hospitals, colleges, cities. We had a Negro League. We had all these things. We had education. Then you had the thought process of it's better if we integrate. And so when we decided to integrate, we lost education, we lost family structure, we lost businesses, we lost everything. Now they have this term called black businesses. Back during segregation, it wasn't about black business because we knew what businesses we were supporting.
It literally was. This is a black business. This is a white business. This is a black water fountain. This is a white water fountain. Are you joking? It literally was.
There was no mantra of separate from white people. We just was building our own. And that became the biggest threat because in less than 40 years removed from slavery, we showed America that we don't need you. And America can't have that because if we don't need them, then we would rise up over them.
Do you think white people naturally want segregation as well?
White people just want enslavement. White people want black people and Latinos to know your place. Trump.
You literally want that. You want the fucking Jim Crow. No. These ladies you just talked to said they don't want that. If you go up to these white people as your sample size and they tell you, hey, not really a big fan of the slavery stuff, and you're like, well, white people want slavery. What you're just putting words in their mouth, my boy. Just wrong. It's dead wrong. And I think it's also completely, like their goal is obviously to have them kiss their boots and kiss their feet and stuff, right? But he's saying we prefer Jim Crow. Jim Crow made it so that black people were like literally given less opportunity and stuff. Like black people would be at the feet of white people in the law. Seems like, I don't know, a little counterproductive.
Being in office is the rallying cry for all of those MAGA people to say Trump is going to put black people in their place. White America is loving every single thing that Trump is doing because in their mind, he's saying, you niggas got to act like what we say now.
It's cold. I can't feel my toes. Brothers are out here throwing hands. How long does the training last?
It's probably about 6 hours.
6 hours? Damn.
But the point is that the bond that they
literally so unemployed
will keep them in the same shape of brotherhood.
Hold on. I'm seeing a Starbucks on the ground.
Is that the bond that they build today
looks like a Starbucks
will keep them in the same shape of brotherhood.
I'm loving the Black Hebrew Israelites.
They're all out of shape.
To be honest, I wish I had a white version of this. I want a real cracker
What do you mean you do?
University that I could join.
Babylon is falling! Babylon is falling!
Do you guys verify the paternal lineage?
We have a system to be able to tell. If anything's questionable, we'll do our due diligence to find out. It's hard for brothers who have white women to be in here.
They're allowed to date white women?
No, they're not allowed to date white women. But when brothers come into the school, they might have a white woman already. It's against the laws of God to put your woman away.
Put her away in what sense?
Or they might have a white mother. A brother might learn the truth and learn that he's an Israelite. Some people have a hard time with that because of how harshly we teach about white people, about the crimes that they've done. That is his mother, though. We would never tell him to kill his mother or anything like that, of course, because that'd be evil and wrong.
When you see like a...
They've got morals and standards. Guys, they're not crazy. This isn't some sort of thing where like they're like a hate group with crazy goals and stuff that they want to achieve. Guys, they're not animals. They're not monsters. We wouldn't ask him to kill his mom. That's unreasonable. We would ask him to kill the white race, though.
White person, do you ever have just like a feeling of disgust? Like, these bastards.
Well, this is what you got to understand. We're professionals. Like, I can sit and have a conversation with you all day long.
When I leave, are you like, these damn white people?
Not to the extent that you think.
Not to a personalized extent, but just more of a zoomed out group perspective?
Right, because you're one white man. And you might be an all right white guy. We can talk about electrical work. We can talk about football. You know, the game coming on and all of that. We'll never be brothers, you understand? We'll be professional. We'll be cordial. I ain't gonna slam the door in your face because you're walking behind me. I'm a professional. Okay. We ain't the Ku Klux Klan. We ain't going around.
He's literally a professional racist. I made fun of him, but that is the dream job. And I think I want to join. Do them boys like Jews? Are they oppressors too? Dude, who knows? But I will say, you know, just based on what I'm hearing, I'm going to probably guess not, but you never know. You might be surprised. But yeah, literally professional racist. I can sit here and be nice to you. I should probably change this freeze frame.
Like, you stupid crack.
This isn't really much better. We'll do this. I could say it's crazy that he's like he's professor racism as well. Yeah. I think it's crazy that like, he's not branding this as like Racism Academy. I think it's too polished. I think if you just specifically say some shit like, yeah, we're racist as fuck, you get a badge that says Real N-Word University and a coat that matches it, people would join. I think they over-sophisticate it. People lose it. They don't want like a snooze fest story time about like, the history of the world and stuff, low-key.
Like, I should hang you from a goddamn tree. We ain't the Ku Klux Klan. We professional priests. Well, you just one white man. You don't make no impact on my life personally. The system of white people is what you're going to pay for. You might have not had slaves, but you are going to pay for what your forefathers did, however.
I think the person who did it should face the punishment, not the child or the child's child.
What if he's dead? What if the person who did it got away scot-free?
It is what it is.
It means his son gonna pay for it. Man, Harlem was one of the most blackest cities in New York City. I mean, ridiculous. It was a phenomenon. Now you look at it now. It's integrated. It's completely
gentrification or what?
There are no black-owned businesses in Harlem. We already had that. How did we lose it? Through the civil rights. The civil rights failed the black community because they wanted to join white society. We had the white man's water fountain and we had the black man's water fountain. Instead of saying that we're going to make our black water fountain the best water fountain that's ever fountain, our leaders said that we want to drink from the white man's water fountain too. So what happened is he said, okay, you could drink from our water fountain, but you're going to always get water from me. I'm the one that's going to own the water fountain.
Suck the teat of the white man.
Exactly. Now,
so why don't you just build a better water fountain now? Why don't you just build something cool with your friends now? He literally just said, hey, there's no businesses here. Why don't you build a business then with your friends that you have? You have resources, you have manpower, you have brain power. Go build a fucking business. I don't get it. Here's the problem that fixing and that the civil rights movement problem with it existing is that, now we didn't get to build our own shit or we didn't get to make ours better because of competition, I guess. But it's like, okay, now you can. Now do it. His only expertise is racism. He can't build stuff. I mean, they made those jackets, so who knows? Maybe he can start a clothing store. I'm telling you, those would sell.
The youth, the men who were children back then, now they coming up, we got to push black businesses, man. We got to push black businesses when the civil rights failed us and gave all of our black businesses to white people. You understand? You see that plane crash that crashed over in Philadelphia?
Oh, yeah.
It was glorious. I was mad as hell because I wanted to go get some chicken. I couldn't even get no chicken.
What do you mean that was glorious?
The Lord took it down. It was glorious.
When you see those planes...
He's literally like a terrorist sympathizer. That's fucking crazy. Wait till the Lord took it down? Jesus Christ, it's just so dark. It's just so, hateful is not the right word. I think the right word is, misanthropic. Like when you just have disdain for the human race. Because you can say that he hates this type of person, but specifically when it gets to a point where you're saying like, yeah, mass tragedy, that's cool. It's just misanthropic. You hate everybody. You hate life. It's anti-human.
It's hitting walls, you're like, hell yeah.
When I see America start to fall, we have a drink.
What?
The brothers have a drink. These are the signs of our King's return. This is a horrible time for your people, but this is a glorious time for us. This is what we've been prophesying about for years. We were on different sides of the fence here.
You see like a school shooting and you hear about a bunch of people getting killed. Are you like, thank God?
Okay, don't think of it like that. Think of more. When America and the sins of America start to rise up, that's how we know we in these end times. The harshality of what happened is not what I'm focused on.
I see.
The impact of what happened to America is what we focus on. How it
Aren't those the same thing? How bad something is the impact. I'm not focused on the impact. I'm just... Wait, like, I'm not focused on how harsh it was. I'm focused on the impact. The impact would be how harsh it was. Like, what? I don't get that. If someone dies, the impact is that they died. In Africa, every 60 seconds that passes, so does a minute.
Impact this society. You understand what I'm saying? The war with Russia, what's going on in Ukraine, how it impacts America. All of those things we are paying attention to. You see,
so he's saying what I said. I should screenshot this, low-key, for the thumbnail. But he's saying what I said. He just hates like life and flourishing overall. He's like, yeah, we like seeing death and destruction because it says in our made up ideology that after the death and destruction comes the rise of our kings. So of course he just loves seeing things fall. He has a drink when people suffer. He's literally like, it's just it's very demented. He probably himself, based on his enjoyment of those things, would do some shit like that. Of course, bro, has a face tat. Where is it? This
school shooting.
I don't know what it is.
We always,
I don't know, like a QR code maybe?
He's taught that the white man need to
I want to scan it. What do I get? Please tell me it links to those hoodies.
Be racially profiled because they're the ones that do
incredible narcissism. Yeah, I hate that word, but I think it does kind of fit here. Because what else do you call this? I don't know if it's hate for humanity or love for his own like group more than anything else. It has to be both, right?
A lot of the school shooting, don't they?
Where is your land? Like the Gaza Strip? Is that where you guys?
Israel, all in the nation of Israel. That Iraq, Iran. What Israel you see on the map? The Israel you see on the map, that is not the whole Israel.
Brutal zoom in. Brutal zoom in on this guy. No reason to do that. Dude looks like the Electro Wizard from Clash.
Strip? Is that where you guys?
Israel, all in the nation of Israel. That Iraq, Iran. Is he even part of the program? He's just by himself. Where's this instructor? Do push-ups till I say stop. Then he comes over here, does the interview. He's still doing them. He's struggling. Yeah, he is struggling. Israel you see on the map.
He's not combat ready. He's talking about Israel. Israel, whole land belongs to us, brother. You're gonna have a hard time.
The Israel you see on the map, that is not the whole Israel according to the Bible. That's just a small piece of what the white man stole and gave to the so-called Israelis that live over there now. You understand? Israel is that whole portion over there. Pieces of Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Iran, Israel is a very large piece of land, and it's also called Eden, the Garden of Eden. To build a nation, you gotta build a nation with your sister. You can't build a nation and give your inheritance to another nation.
And so when we decide...
He can't even touch his fucking toes. This motherfucker is fat as fuck. And he's white.
Can't build a nation and give your inheritance to another nation.
And so
fence stance. Yeah.
What we decide to do in the ICBK, what a real nigga university is actually teach people what a real nigga is.
What is a real bleeper?
Appreciate that. I thought I was gonna have to say MacGyver was. In the real nigga university, we show the righteousness that Acts 13:1 portrayed. Niggas are righteous, we honor, we worthy of the Lord, we raise up brothers, we build up family.
I could see a movie being made where this guy's the main character. And it's one of those movies where there's a lot of racial tension. Like, he's doing all this shit, right? But, like, you know, one day he, like, drops all his books or something like that, you know, or his backpack falls out. And then someone goes and he helps him. He's a white person. And he's like, oh, I see this book. I read that book. Oh, you read that book? And there's like a small talk. Oh, I got book club. Book club? Yeah, you should come. And like, slowly he becomes less racist overall. I mean, this movie's existed like a billion times, but specifically this guy would be fun to see.
We don't snitch. We would never sing a song for Donald Trump. We would never hate our Mexican brothers who are also real niggas. Our Latin brothers, which are also real niggas. Our Haitian brothers, which are also real niggas. So we are the epitome of what acts.
He cuts to him interviewing a Haitian.
Also real niggas, our Haitian.
It was like, yes, I'm familiar with those.
Brothers, which are also real niggas. So we are the epitome of what Acts 13:1 stood for. Christ being black is the realest.
Stop
nigga.
showing
White people
these.
are like the worst niggas.
This looks like the King Von anti-piracy screen.
Haitian brothers, which are also real niggas. So we are the epitome of what
like,
Acts 13:1 stood
come on
for. Christ
now.
being black is
This should be my phone lock screen. This is not your phone. Put it down.
The realest nigga. White people are like the worst niggas.
Come on, man.
If you take any society of people and look at their land before white people interacted with them.
Asian people are way more successful than any race combined, along with Indians, and yeah, I mean, not that means like they should go for them instead, but I mean, if you look at if you look in America and you think that the system that was initially set up 200 years ago, which had slavery and is now downstream to today, is benefiting like white people in a way that they need like to do an Uno reverse, you're fucking delusional. Like, yeah, the most successful people in here, on average, are Asian, right? Isn't it like Iranian as well? Like, Iranians are really successful. They're the best. I don't know if they're the best, but, you know.
And then look at the land after white people. Look at Libya. Look at the Middle East. Look at Africa. Look at North and Central and South America. Like, white people are a virus. When the virus gets in your body, the whole point of the virus is to destroy you. The only way to get rid of it is the medicine. Real niggas are the medicine. So ISUBK is the medicine because we deliver what the Lord says. So if you want to get cured, well, you can't get cured. I don't understand how black men and women can marry a white person knowing the crimes that they committed. And what that tells
What crimes?
white person knowing the crime
What crimes has she committed?
that they committed.
Zooms into her, she's just gorgeous.
And
The crimes of your blood, the crimes of the people that aren't you, that you have very thin relationship ties to. Like, it's interesting, earlier he said we don't talk about the percentages of DNA because that's a concept made by white people, yet all he does is cling on to the very idea that white people today have some sort of percent tied to slavery. Yeah, we don't care about the percentages. However, if you look at the fact that white people are around today and that slavery was also white, there's got to be some percent there. Like, the fuck? Really so retarded. I roleplay with my black GF that I'm the slave master. I'm still pissed about DoorDash, bro.
And what that tells you is that from the time we are born, we have this thing of white is great and black is not, which is again why we enforce such a strong love for black people, enforce using the word nigga, making it righteous, enforce everything that they said was bad just to show how good it is. So that's why we created the Real Nigga University.
So after this, you
It sounds like an infomercial. That's why we created. Like, are you struggling to deal with the fact that you're unemployed and broke? Do you need a scapegoat to, be an explainer for all your problems? Join RNU, Real University. We've got classes and stuff to explain why you are a fat, broke loser, and it's not your fault at all. It comes with a cool vest, but you do have to sign your name in blood on a contract that says you will support us in the race war. I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Not a bad deal.
I'll steal everything.
It's not a black and white thing. It's a Jacob and Esau
It might be a black and white thing according to everybody else.
thing.
the brother.
We did ask this guy. We asked this guy earlier. We were like, what's he think? And now he knows.
Yes, exactly.
Wait a second. So our great grandparents are the same, right? Something like that. Jacob, Esau, and then the separation.
If you go even further back before that, because of Noah, you understand Shem, Ham, and Japheth were all related, but the Lord put the difference between them, just like He did between Jacob and Esau. So what matters is when the Lord decides to separate a people and create a nation.
As a non-Israelite, all I care about right now is whether or not white people can avoid being either enslaved or killed on Judgment Day. I headed to their top secret headquarters after an extensive security screening to ask Captain Tazariak what a white man can do to pay the price for his father's
Oh my fucking god.
to ask Captain Tazariak what a white man can do to pay the
Oh no. So sorry.
price for his father's sins.
Real quick.
I'd be like, go on down the road, you fuck.
That is
This is on the bourgeois. That's who they say Jesus Christ is. So when you come in, you actually step on the white man. They made him to replace the greatest man. So that image like right there, that would be a biblical depiction of Christ when it says hair was white, and the texture was woolly, the skin is bronze, so even the garment being green. But this is not Jesus. This is the book I'm talking about. So this is called the Russian Icons. And when you open it, these are the original artwork and imagery of Christ and the disciples.
And how do we know this?
So this is artwork that they found in Europe and Russia.
Like, this just seems like a GameStop. It seems like we're in a GameStop. Look at all the, like they have like a sword and stuff in the back. This is a nerd's room. This is the room of somebody who thinks they can cast spells and they drink potions. Like, this person has some weird blender activity, if you know what I'm saying. Throwing in hellish shit because he thinks drinking it will accentuate his melanin content. Like, there's just no way this is a person who doesn't watch Game of Thrones.
And what they call the Dark Age.
This is a literal mace, dude. A mace.
The Dark Ages was a time when black people ruled Europe. And so as we rule Europe, we're giving out the truth. So when the white man come out them caves and they start coming in power, the Renaissance era was like a rebirth or a whitewashing. You can even find a black image of Mary in the Roman Catholic Church. And so what's beautiful about this is this not written by us. See how this image is black, they redo the image and then make it white. So you'll notice you see the flags all throughout the school.
Yeah.
So each flag
This is their
represents
school?
each tribe and the symbol that's synonymous with that tribe.
No.
The swords. We're very militant. You know, we're not Christians. We'll whoop your ass if necessary. So we fight.
Well, you guys were training earlier, right?
Yeah,
Hand-to-hand combat.
Christ said in the Bible to sell what you have and go purchase a sword. So Christ didn't say.
Christ is a man of
Why does he pronounce it as sword?
blood and steel.
Yeah, Christ whooped ass in the church. I say this all the time. Christ beat people in the temple. Christ wasn't somebody that was a soft and sissy guy. He just did the job that God said, where God said, you're going to be the sacrifice to redeem Israel.
Hold on a second. Is that pre-workout back there? Fair enough. I don't know, man. I feel like it's hard to jump in and say something because he's just saying all this stuff and it's hard to even process. But, I mean, at the end of the day, I just really think the way that you look at history, I mean, I truly believe that they have the goal first and then they have the reasoning later. I really don't see it being the case that people who want to enslave like an entire race, you know, look at like, I feel like they already have to have that in mind from the hatred in their heart. Then they rationalize it later, you know? I truly don't believe one day they crack open a book and they just go down a rabbit hole and then it's like that. There has to have already been some sort of thing that set them off. That's the way I believe it, you know? Because this is all, like, a lot of this is just inaccurate. Like, it's just not true. So in order for you to believe lies, you have to have a strong emotional reason to do so, which I think comes from early on in their life, or recently in their life, you know? And there's plenty of cases like this for a lot of things. If you hate someone and you don't really have a reason, well, deciding you want to, like, beat them up is cool, but then if you don't really have a reason, you know, you can beat them up, come up with a reason afterward, and just be like, yeah, that was my reason all along. It's kind of what they're doing.
Did the job that God said, where God said, you're going to be the sacrifice to redeem Israel. So he did take the death, but he was about warfare.
Are you guys labeled as a terrorist organization?
I know we're a hate group. We're labeled as a hate group. I believe, like, I've had Homeland Security come to my house before, so I think
What did they say?
They said, matter of fact, we might be terrorists because when he came to my house, there was a white guy. He comes, he knocks on the door. And
We might be terrorists.
He got reports that, no, we're
Interesting.
terrorists. I got terrorist threats and stuff like that. And so they sit and talk with us, and then he left and said, we're not that. So I think at the surface level, we are labeled as a terrorist and a hate group. The only thing that a white person could give me is their life. Like, from being...
Kill themselves?
Yeah.
So he's like, I don't know if we're a terrorist group, but you should give me your life. I think you might be a terrorist group, bro. That doesn't sound like innocence. This is not a theme park. This isn't a you know, cotton candy and jelly beans convention. This might be a terrorist thing. Looking at this man and you're like, yeah, I don't want the money. I don't want, you know, anything. Just give me your life.
There you go. I'm glad you said it. Whatever you give me would just be a token.
Like the deferential bow?
Yeah, like the bow, the boot kiss, all of that is tokens. When true vengeance is you not existing, because as the longer you exist, the more I'm oppressed.
When you see like a white baby, are you like, God, I wish you were aborted?
When I see a white baby, I'll be like, he's gonna try to enslave my people when he gets older.
Do you think racism is a good thing?
I think it's a natural thing for ethnicities to stick to their own. What becomes unnatural is when one ethnicity wants to rule over another one, and then another one.
This is literally what you want to do.
The white man. The white man ain't...
This is exactly your fucking mission statement. I mean, natural versus good doesn't mean the same thing. So when he says, do you think racism is good? He goes, I think it's natural. And then he says, I think it's unnatural is for people to enslave people. Well, the way that you're using the word natural is kind of a synonym for good. People make that mistake often. Natural and good do not mean the same thing. But he's basically saying, in this case, he's using natural as good. So he's saying, yeah, it's not good, but this is what you wanted to do. So you want to do something bad. We got there eventually. Hey, I'll be here all night.
Content with just having his own.
So is there a time God wants you to take up arms and fight the white man and reclaim power?
Jeremiah 16:16 says, behold, I was sent.
How dirty do you think this shirt gets, bro? It's like how Fresh and Fit only walk around with the shirt that says their podcast name on it. This guy probably has either no other clothes or only this shirt. It probably smells disgusting.
For many.
Same thing with this chain. This is like his logo or something. I don't know, his brand. And it's got to be the case that this like metal and stuff has so much bacteria on it.
Fishers and you're fishmen, which is the time that we're in right now. Okay. So the fishing is like going out and teaching, doing interviews like this.
Smells
to
jobless.
Provoke people to have questions to spark an interest about us. And then he says, there's a time I'll send for hunters, and we will hunt.
You're not the hunter, lil bro. Do you think you're the hunter? Do you look in the mirror and you say, yeah, I'm the hunter? He was talking about me. In that book that came out, you know, thousands of years ago, yeah, that was me. Yeah, he was talking about me. Yeah, I'm fat. I'm out of shape. I'm a retard. It's me. I'm his guy.
Man, so God dictates the time when we take this off. Like, there'll come a time where God gonna say, take this off.
And come after guys like me.
Yeah, we might not be doing an interview that day, Tyler.
And you're being serious, right?
I'm dead ass.
You're ready to kill some white dudes.
I'm ready to do whatever God says.
Right now, it's the fishing phase. You're going to recruit some more Israelites. You're going to help them recognize their true origins.
Black KKK before GTA 6. Yeah, man, I don't even, I don't think that they're going to be around by the time GTA 6 comes out, because GTA 6, it takes too long. They're going to still be around for a while, but GTA 6 is going to take a while, so.
But one day, you're going to take up your preferred weapon.
That's right.
And I may end up on the side of that.
If the Lord chooses so fit.
I feel like you're about to tear up on me. You're going to like me a little bit. When did you realize you were an Israelite?
I would hear rappers talk about being Israelites, entertainers.
Do we hear that? Oh, okay. Kodak Black, another rapper goes. Okay, so Kodak Black, yeah, the guy who was recently seen sitting in the street, in the road, like half naked, eating chicken. Yeah, I'm sure he knows what he's talking about. Good endorsement, really good endorsement of your group. Kodak Black, that's good.
Saying it, I never took it serious. 2009 is, I guess, when I started realizing that this might be true. And so the more I studied it, the more it just became undeniable proof that...
This is like Luke Belmar. His favorite whiskey, Johnny Walker. What do I do duty free? Johnny Walker. I studied, bro. Little brain rot, but this is just brain rot. It's just literally, it's just looks like WWE gear. It's WWE brain CTE talking points. It's weaponized autism with weapons all around the room. So
not only was I Israelite, but that all of us blacks, Hispanics,
you're American,
Native Indians was Israelites. And once I got turned on to it, it was just no turning back. A question for black people is like, who are we? If you ask black people who they are, they're gonna tell you they everything. It's not gonna be a true identity. They might say I'm African, they might say I'm Methodist, Christian, I'm Baptist, I'm Jehovah's Witness, I'm Muslim, anything but who they are. And so part of the reason is, of course, slavery did a great damage to us. You couldn't read, you couldn't write. Whatever language you had was taken away, whatever culture, your way of life. So we don't have that. As I'm reading all of this in the Bible, I was mad as shit at my mama. My grandfather was a pastor. I'm mad at them because it's like, how do y'all have these records, but nobody is giving us the truth? So now I'm throwing out everything that Christianity had to offer.
What age was this?
So I contact ISUBK. They tell me that they teaching in Philadelphia, and I pray to the Most High, if this is the truth, give me a sign. And when I got down there and I come around that corner and
why does he have a black whip there? I just noticed that. Yeah, he's literally got one in the back. Well, you know, just in case. He did say when God tells him to take the weapons off the shelf, he will, so I suppose he's just keeping it there. It's collecting dust, though. Look, you want to see that get some action. That, of all things, would be interesting to see. This guy cracked the whip. And then we got this. I mean, what even is this? I got so many thoughts on the logo right here. It looks like an ESPN graphic. This looks like a football team, you know? The, I don't know, who knows? But yeah. During the race war, we're going to have live streams of it with this as like the intro. It looks like a YouTube intro. That's what it is. It's one of those YouTube intros from 2016 with dubstep. Yeah. This is the thing that pops up.
General Haas.
They're going to have intros after the race war. It's going to be like, it's going to be like Allier intro, but with that. And it's going to say, welcome back to my day 37 of owning a white person. He got a little hungry today, so I gave him some dog food. After that, I took him on a walk, and then I took him back inside, put him in his cage. He did beg me to let him out. Of course, I said no. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to smash that like button, but more importantly, turn the bell on for notifications. Only 30% of you guys are subscribed.
Telling that white man, he said no.
Looks like FaZe Clan if it was owned by Israel. It does.
They teaching in Philadelphia, and I pray to the Most High, if this is the truth, give me a sign. And when I got down there and I come around that corner and General Haas telling that white man, he said, no, you gonna kiss everybody boo. And that white man got on his knees and kissed everybody boot.
Fucking
I said,
dork.
This is where I'm supposed to be. This is where God told me to be.
So you want to segregate, right? We want whites.
Not so much segregate. I want my community to look just as good as yours.
Why isn't that possible? What's holding you back?
Only 13% of you are subbed, but watch 50% of my videos. Good one.
You guys. The urban neighborhoods is specifically targeted by your community, white America, where you let other nations come in and flourish with their businesses in our community. The CIA that you mentioned with the drug oppression, putting drugs into our community. Even Planned Parenthood coming in where they want to either euthanize or get us to abort our babies. So it's not just a white person being in the community.
This guy's politics are everywhere.
Right now in 2025, I would argue black people have the same opportunity to do anything. Would you?
Whoa, yeah, don't argue that. He might reach.
Do you agree?
Can you show me where we have the same opportunity?
Everywhere.
Give me some examples, sir.
I think you get the same job. You don't think so?
Nah, I don't think so.
Tell me why.
So what was the point of DEI? Why was that
to establish a quota to include people that in the workforce, right?
Right. White women have benefited more from that than we have in 2025. In 2025, I just don't see how we're any different than 1965 when the immigrants came over here.
Well, let's think about it. Good question.
See how we're any different than 1965.
Well, let's see. How are we any different from 1965? I think the key difference would be the fact that there's been the Civil Rights Act. That's kind of important. And more specifically, I think society's become very less racist since that period of time, if he thinks otherwise. I know he does, but he's wrong. And overall, it doesn't really matter how not racist it gets. It could, even if it somehow gets better than this, it's never going to be enough, right? Like, so what's even the point of saying how is it even any different? Like, he knows it's different, but I don't think he cares.
65. When the immigrants came over here early, so like if Jewish immigrants come over here, the jobs that they would get would be corporate jobs, nurse jobs. For us, since we've been in here, they want you to get a UPS type of job, Burger King type of job. They tell you have a limit to where you can go. So we're at a disadvantage where you guys had like a 400 or 500 year head start. So you don't even have a black community. You have a mixture that black people live in. So when you go up to your...
This is an issue with capitalism, and I have no gripe with capitalism in a way that a lot of people do. But if you're going to suggest that like society overall is wanting you to get a Burger King job, you're wrong. Burger King wants you to get a Burger King job. UPS wants you to get a UPS job. Like, you're, of course, like, shoot for the stars, and even if you miss, you'll land, on the moon or whatever the poster in my first grade class said. I think the point is, those things are pretty entry-level jobs for a lot of people, and if you look at restaurants like Burger King, for example, they're obviously more predominant in low-income areas. It's cheaper food, and so if you have the chance to work there, in a low-income area that might be more black, like you'll work there. I don't know if it's... I don't know if it's the standard that, if you're black, you should be a Burger King employee. I don't know if that really exists, and if it does, I'm not seeing those ads. Maybe because I'm not the target demo, but just I never heard of that, You
even have a black community. You have a mixture that black people live in. So when you go up to your corner, like if we go out here to Harlem, you're gonna see Cohen's, you're gonna see Dunkin' Donuts, you're gonna see CVS, you're gonna see all different
Do you have beef with CVS?
Stores. In the Bible, the rich are supposed to take care of the poor take care of the rich. That's how you create an internal ecosystem. And with all these rich, wealthy black people, if they created that type of ecosystem, which wouldn't cost as much as they think it is, then we could actually fix the community. So although we're highly represented in the NFL, the NBA, but when they get their money, it's about them.
A lot of people think you guys are like, these guys are the crazy guys who...
That's what I'm saying, dude. It's just greed. Like, obviously, it's just greed. Like, they don't want to... But also, I don't even know if it's greed. More so, what he's asking is unreasonable. He's saying, like, yeah, it's about them. Like, what do you think? Like, just give you money for your organization? Why aren't we in corporate positions off rip? Because you have no experience education for that? The same way for anyone else? I mean, yeah. Really? What a weird question.
We were speaking on the street.
Do fuck with the logo, though. And the jacket. A lot of things I like.
They speak nonsense, it's craziness. But everything you're saying about building up your community, sticking together, makes a lot of sense.
Right.
I think where people get turned off and get offended is when, let's say a white guy like me, you're like, I'm gonna enslave you. We got a whip right here, and I imagine that's not for you guys, right? That's for me. Right?
Yeah, that's for you.
Can we take a look at this?
Let me put it, yeah, don't touch it. You take a look at it, though. It's right here.
So we got a whip right here. Tell me, when is Judgment Day, and what will happen to everyone that is not Black, Hispanic, or Native American?
That's up to the Lord. Christ said, no man knoweth the day nor the hour. So although I have this whip that you can't touch, it's just something we carry as a symbol of what's coming, like the coming judgment, just like the swords that we have. But when that judgment is, that's up to the Lord. When they say they killed Osama bin Laden, the media coverage, white people was in the streets shouting for joy, saying that I can finally be at peace because Osama bin Laden is dead.
We're your Osama bin Laden.
Not so much your our Osama bin Laden, but your destruction will finally be able to rest. When that judgment comes, we're going to wake up in the morning like,
dude.
I don't even know what to do with myself.
So the day when everything burns in a hellish flame, that's like the greatest day of his life. This is gonna be the best day of my life. This guy's gonna play some Imagine Dragons shit, like white people are all fucking dead. He's like, ooh, ooh, ooh. This is gonna be the best day of my... Jesus, man. That's his peak. That's what he's hoping for. Like, I wouldn't mind having a day where, you know, Chick-fil-A is buy one, get one, but, you know, I mean, like, the extinction of humanity, it was also cool.
Because my brain don't have to think about oppression no more. It's just rest. When Hitler got killed, Jewish people felt that same exact way. The only people that have never had that feeling is Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. The slavery remains in our DNA, even at a subconscious level. There was something I had talked about. They did this study, it was called Mice in a Cherry Tree. So they take these mice, they take this cherry tree, the mice like the cherry tree. They put this metal grate right before the cherry tree. When they go
What are white people the mice in this
shock the
example,
shit
I'm
out of them.
assuming?
Not enough to kill them, but enough to cause pain. So as they keep going to that cherry tree and they keep getting shocked, they stop going to the cherry tree. Those mice have children. They remove the shock. The children that the mice have don't go to the cherry tree. Although they like the smell and they like the cherry tree, they have the memory of the shock that comes with that cherry tree, so they don't go near it. They stay away from it. It's mentally, genetically been passed down. They had to take those mice and mate them generationally with 7 other mice that never had any memory of that tree in order for them to go to that tree, even though it's not there.
I guess to the
That's
black people in this example.
We don't have the physical chains on us no more, but the mental that you guys have done to us is why we come across as a hate group. That's how the perception.
What they say.
But then when
You guys
people
are
come,
chill. I mean,
exactly.
I know you want me to die one day, but
right.
You're chill.
When you actually have, that's funny. It's a good, decent white guy. He knows it's coming and said, I'm chill anyway. So we're genetically passing down
It's low-key pretty cucked.
curses that keep us inferior. Whereas if we genetically pass down things.
Fun fact, Russian people were invaded and enslaved by Arab Muslims, and slavery is still going on in Africa, and they're enslaving his own. I mean, yeah, slavery has and always will exist in some way. Like, being subservient to another human and being indebted to the point where it's your only waking moment will exist forever. I think debt slavery is like, it's not physical, but if all you're doing, if your only thing when you wake up is how can I pay off my debt to a person who will hurt me if I, you know, or not, maybe not hurt, but like arrest me or something like that if I don't pay it back, like that's slavery. That is slavery. I don't think it's ever going to go away. And obviously in non-American countries, I can definitely see it being still kind of around in some other ways. Ooh, that was good. Ooh, that was good. Oh, I have my fucking noise gate on my mic. Ooh, that was good. So I may not have caught that, but it's good.
That make us superior, we wouldn't.
I think I've had enough of this guy, though. I think we're done watching this.